Welcome to Toyfeld, the toy show about nothing and everything. If you're like me and you collect way too much stuff, then you've come to the right place. Here we're going to talk about toys from new to retro, all things Lego 1/6 scale, movies, cosplay, camera gear, sneakers, and much more. The list goes on. Hi everyone, Obi-Wan here, aka 80s Jedi on Instagram, and welcome to the pilot episode of my new podcast. Now, I've just moved house, so I'm still in the process of setting up all my toys and hobby rooms and Lego rooms and all that type of stuff. So I thought perfect time to start a podcast. Now, I've been listening to podcasts now for probably the past year, and that's all I've been listening to. And I really wanted to share the variety of what I collect with you guys. So if you all know me, you know that I'm crazy for toys, I'm crazy for Lego, I'm crazy for action figures, I'm crazy for sneakers, and I really just collect way too much stuff. So I thought, what better way than to share this passion with this variety of stuff that I like with you guys. And I want to try and get on some guests along the way that share the same type of passion as what I do, for whether it be for Lego, whether it be for action figures. I like so much stuff that I kind of collect things in. Like I may be collecting something like Star Wars. I might go hard on it for 6 months. Then I might go hard on Lego for 6 months. Then it may be some retro toys, or it may be, hey, I might collect sneakers for a couple of months. And I usually go so hard at one thing at a time because I have so many hobbies. Now, I've tried to dial back, but why fight it when it is what I like? So that's basically what the podcast is about. To get the name, I spoke with my wife about it, and I said to her, help me with a name. And she basically said, well, what's it about? I said, well, you know me, I collect way too much stuff, and I want it to be about toys. I want it to be about, camera equipment. I want it to be about bloody BMX bikes, so much stuff. And she goes, so it's the toy show. She basically said, so it's the show about nothing, like Seinfeld. And I laughed, and we both laughed, and I thought that's actually pretty cool. And so I rolled with it. I used that for the title, so Toyfeld. So it's the toy show about nothing and everything. So now I've been listening to podcasts now for probably about the past year. Didn't really know much about them, didn't really get into them very much, but I'm into them now, and I haven't listened to anything in my car for about the past year. So it's pretty well all I listen to, and I kind of found myself with, of course, all the variety of things that I collect. I find myself going from podcast to podcast, and, one week I'm trying to find a podcast about, DVDs and movies, and another week I'm trying to find a podcast about Star Wars Black Series or Dragon Ball Z. Now, there's so many good shows out there, but it got me thinking, this is really spiking my interest to do my own. And obviously the situation I'm in, like I said, I've just moved house. I don't have a room yet. So why not do a podcast until I get things set up? And another thing that kind of really set it off was about, say, a month ago, 2 months ago, I found my childhood G.I. Joes. Now, cracked them open. They're the old O-ring ones, and they're all blown apart, split in half. But it was one of the childhood figures that I collected and I somehow kept. And they're all intact. All the guns are there. They've definitely been through a battering. Like, I played with them seriously. But of course, knowing me and knowing the collector in me, I went down the rabbit hole pretty good, and I started searching and hunting for everything G.I. Joe there, and a light bulb went off, and I kind of thought to myself, you know what? I like so much stuff. I really, this is going to be fun to talk about it with all you guys. So I got this guy Sergeant Slaughter. Now, I've been wanting him for so long, and finally, I'd forgotten about him, and I finally had picked him up, and, I was like a kid in a candy store. The nostalgia of it and the memories that it brought back. You'll be able to find some pictures on my Instagram, 80s Jedi. So, yeah, look, that really hit a light bulb for me, and I thought, this podcast has got to start. The variety is too vast, and why hold it back? So I've got a big list of people that I'm interested in getting on the podcast. And look, if you guys know me from Instagrams or Facebook or whatever, hit me up, because I'm going to hit you up anyway. And if you've got a collection of something, whether it be Lego, whether it be Transformers, or whether it be anything, even like-minded people I want to talk to and find out how it all happened and find out the stories and just talk to people that enjoy this type of variety like me. And I'm really looking forward to getting some cool guests on and talking to all these like-minded people like me, and I'm really looking forward to sharing it with you guys. So this video, of course, I'm doing a video version for my first pilot episode. The next few will probably not be video, depending on the guests and things like that. We're still trying to work out some tech issues and things. But also, if you're watching this, make sure you stay tuned, because I'm not going to release this video until I have 3 in the bank. So there's definitely going to be 2 more coming. So keep that in mind. I want to have 3 in the bank before this video comes out. So there's definitely going to be 2 more podcast shows. So the name, we've got that dialed. So that's Toyfeld. It's the toy show about nothing. And if you've got any cool ideas about anything that you think that you'd want to hear on the show, or even that that I collect and you want to hear more about it, but there's going to be some cool stuff on there, because I collect some weird stuff. Like I collect VHS tapes. I collect Steelbook Blu-ray DVDs, sneakers. I collect BMX bikes. I collect way too much stuff, and that's what the show is going to be all about. So Toyfeld, when I say it's toys, I always kind of put toys back as it all kinds to glue together. If I go to the movies, I kind of want to have a toy about it. If I go to buy some sneakers, I want to wear them to the movies. And then the movie that I usually go see is like Star Wars or the Marvels and all these cool things like that. I usually want to buy a toy about it. If I'm collecting some, camera gear and shooting photos, it's usually of toys. If I'm in my, driving around in my little do-up car, that's a toy. They're all toys to me, and it's what I love. And, I even like making music, and I would really like to get some people on here that produce music and talk to them about synthesizers. And I love tech gear, so I want to get some guys on and just talk about cameras. So it all is going to revolve around toys, but in that vast variety. So I hope that gives you a good breakdown, and let me know, of course, if there's any cool stuff that you want to see. So like I said, give it the big thumbs up, or however the hell this is going to be on iTunes or Podbeam or whatever. I haven't even figured that out yet. But like I said, if you're listening to this, there's going to be 2 more to follow. And I want to try and put them out weekly. And remember too, if you're a special guest, definitely hit me up on Instagram and let me know if you've got something cool, or even if you're free, man, and you want to have a chat and get on the podcast, because I'd love to have like-minded people on this show. So check your DMs on Instagram, because there's going to be some inboxes coming from me. And that's pretty well it, guys. Just wanted to give you a rough idea of what's been going on. And I'm still here. Sorry I haven't created any content, but this is the content that I've decided to create until I get things rolling again. My shed is almost built. that's where I'm hoping to get some really cool rooms out there, a big Lego room to build some big mocks again, a big toy room. And even if this podcast show goes good, the toy room will be a cool background for the podcast, so I can start actually doing video podcasts. And that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you want to see anything cool from my collection. And I hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope you guys enjoy the idea for the new podcast. And if you're driving, drive safe on the road listening. And this is Obi-Wan, and I'll see you. Or actually, I'll be speaking to you very, very soon on the next podcast, episode 2, 3, and so on. Sergeant Slaughter out. 80s Jedi, I mean.